how do you design the webinar presentation so that you move from a slow pace and then you become very accelerated at the end? Or how do you start it with a part that is easy to learn and then you become more complex in the process? There is actually a structure to this. And what I do is that if it's an hour webinar, I would divide it to 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different areas, whichever you decide. And in each one of those are subsets or subparts. If I go to part number 1, what I do is I develop a formula around it. The first thing I do is I always talk about what would happen if you do this, or what would happen if you don't do this. So for example, if safety, what would happen if you wear your goggles, or what would happen if you do not wear your goggles? So you start with that and you ask a question. The second part would now be, this is the answer to it. But instead of saying this is what you need to do, I always reflect and simply saying, what would happen if you do the following when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get a response. And then finally, I go to an application, which means I ask them to say, how would you likely apply this in your current work? So that's kind of a section of a series of sections within the webinar. And I just wrote it in that area. Now, to add more excitement to it, what I do is I start with the softest, a little bit less complex topic in the beginning here, and I try to build it up one bit at a time. At the end of it, they'll be able to get more complex, more interesting, more provocative issues because I started them with a soft starting point. Basic structure, divided into 10 or whatever, and then each one has a basic structure. Just repeat the process. Try it.